What's your body count? 632, give or take.
There's that cuckold where you just sit in the corner.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Casey on Tap, where anything goes. Joining me again is my beautiful sister, the one and only Keri Croft. Look at you, Keri. How the heck are you? Look at that studio. God bless you.
Look at my ponytail.
Ponytail looks great.
Thanks.
Yeah, fantastic. And you're glowing. You know, you're glowing like someone who just met one of their heroes, the lead singer. And talk to the people, the masses need to know about your experience with 311. Give it to us.
Well, Casey, that would be a very correct assessment. So when I started my show about 15 months ago, I wrote a list. I wrote a list of my dream guests.
Number one already came true, me.
Well, of course.
Okay, so who was number two?
So S.A. Martinez and Nick Hexum are the heroes in my musical fantasy in my head that plays on a loop.
Yep.
311. I got a wrap up from Spotify last year. Apparently I listened to 311 over 6,000 minutes. And S.A. has a special place in my heart because anyone who knows S.A. Martinez, if you watch him on stage, he's just this special sauce. He's so original and different, and you can't really pinpoint. He does the turntable and he raps and he dances and he's so cool. And the dance moves, I remember every time I'd go see 311, I just couldn't stop staring at him because he's so fascinating to me. So I went for him on DM and I just started I pitched him on DM and I started to kind of breadcrumb, just authentic little breadcrumbs for the last 6 months. And the last one that I did apparently hit because he started talking to me more on DM. And then he was like, hey, how about that show? We can do a remote Tuesday. So then I passed away, was resuscitated, came back to life, did the show with S.A., and he exceeded my expectations. Then he reached out and said, hey, we're in Columbus on the 19th. Guest list? I said, yes, S.A. And so I went to the show and just great great human being.
The common expression is, you don't want to meet your heroes. Beware.
No.
Beware. You're saying that your experience was the opposite of that.
2 thumbs up for S.A.
2 thumbs up for S.A. You got fireworks in the background. Look at that. I tell you.
Actually, if I had 3 thumbs, I'm going to do 2 thumbs and 2 pinkies for S.A.
All right. So if you guys want to check that out, she interviews him. That's the lead singer of 311. Yes, that 311 on the Keri Croft show. That's pretty cool stuff.
It drops.
Pretty cool stuff. Rumor has it you may or may not have influenced a set list coming up at Red Rocks in Colorado. Is that true or false?
Okay. I took the liberty there of creating a set list for them because I know how they toil over this 14, 15 discography that they've got. I sat and I created a set list. I reviewed that with S.A. and I feel like he's probably going to use that set list.
Is Eons on the set?
Oh, my little baby? That's what he called it. He goes, that's your baby, bro. I'm like, yep. It's my baby.
Sounds like a good human being. We will now transition to a not so good human being. Top of the list here, pop culture wise, we are going to talk quickly about Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. What the hell happened? What is going on?
Puffy Combs.
This is a wild story. If you're our age, this generation, hell, maybe the youngsters too, when you talk about Puff Daddy and every breath you take, we all know where we were that summer when that came out, his homage to Big Papa, I'll be missing you. Now, the problem is, much like Michael Jackson, it's hard to hear the music the same way, if at all, when you hear the stories about what happened in their real lives. 2016, Sean Diddy Combs kicking, dragging, beating his girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, mercilessly. That tape has been hidden and it has recently come out, Keri. And then after that video came out, Diddy looks like he's in some sort of a hidden, a hut.
He looks like he's in Bali or Thailand.
Right. He wants the people, Keri. He wants the masses. He wants the audience of Casey on Tap, of the Keri Croft Show, and the millions around the world to accept his apology, which he says, I went and sought out professional help. I got into going to therapy, going to rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace, and I'm so sorry. Keri, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings about Puff Diddy, what he did, and whether or not he will ever be able to overcome this in the eyes of the masses.
On the onset of this, you said something like it's shocking, and I have to disagree with that. This is just like, what do you say, that the same story, whatever that line is that you use, it's all the same, only the names will change. This scenario here is not a surprise to me.
Interesting.
I never thought Sean, like, it wasn't like he had some squeaky clean, in my opinion. Like, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, he would do this. So that's the first thing. He's got layers here. There's layers. Like, you're talking, he's got the feds looking into human trafficking. In this day and age, with all the layers to this thing, I mean, you kiss this guy goodbye. There's no like, P. Diddy on Oprah's couch, 10 years from now with some redemption story.
Yeah.
I don't think this ends well.
No.
Plus, there's allegations that he somehow had, something to do. I think it was 50 Cent, because 50 Cent's all over this guy. Something with Biggie dying or something. There's a lot of
involved in Tupac's killing.
Maybe it was Tupac.
There's a lot of There's a lot of Tupac got no.
There's a lot of
he's wrapped up in that for sure. Let me tell you something. You're looking at a man right here who has never laid hands on a woman, not ever, not for any reason. And believe me, listen, I've had women slap me, be aggressive with me. I've never once, and I'm so proud of this. I'm a firm believer in you don't hit women. You don't ever hit women, not for any reason, not ever. That's just my opinion. So what he does here, when he's dragging her down the hallway, here's the bottom line is, in my opinion, man card taken away, respect card taken away. And frankly, I think he should be going to jail for a long, long time.
This is one glimpse.
Right. Because that wasn't the first time. Right. It didn't start like that. No.
Like the question, like, was this the only time that Sean crossed the line and we happened to catch it on a hotel camera?
No.
If I had bet on that, I'm betting against that. So we have one tiny little glimpse of his playbook.
Yeah. And very similar to a thief, someone who you catch them stealing $1 million. Odds are they started with a 20.
Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. That's it.
Goodbye. And unlike when you wrote, "I'll be missing you" about Big Papa, none of us will be missing you, son.
Nope.
Transition into Netflix, and one of the top series right now in Netflix is the Ashley Madison. Life is Short, Have an Affair. 3-part series on Ashley Madison that I particularly found incredibly fascinating because I know people who were involved in the scandal. I know people who've been affected by Ashley Madison. And that I remember that data dump. I remember when they got hacked and they unleashed millions of names. Have you heard of the Ashley Madison Netflix special? Do you have any interest in it? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I find Ashley Madison to be, it's kind of fascinating. I'd always hear their advertisement on Howard Stern. And obviously it's part of what's wrong with our world, our culture, that it's like, I know they're being upfront about it. Like, hey, like, we're a company that facilitates these affairs or whatever. But I would watch it. I haven't had the chance to watch it, but I would.
Any good documentary is thought-provoking. It tries to show all angles. And like you said, is it the chicken or is it the egg? Is Ashley Madison at fault, or are the creators of Ashley Madison simply in America, tapping into capitalism, saying, "Hey, the cheating's going on. We're just providing a safer place to do it." I'm not saying I agree with any of it. It doesn't matter. They walk down the path of, I'll give you 3 different types. One of them is an open relationship, okay, where these two people they love the fact that they both can find what they want sexually on that, and they come home and they're, in their opinion, sex is different than love, and they love each other and they're coming home to each other, whatever. The other one, unfortunately, I remember this happening, is a woman speaking, and you can just tell the depth of her sadness. Her husband was a pastor. He was found out, like, he came out of that data breach. She came home. He had taken his own life. And there's another side to that story. And then the third one, the one I found most fascinating, is there's a couple, Sam and Nia. A lot of you will remember Sam and Nia as going viral on YouTube because they did. Old Sam here, good looking guy, and his wife's gorgeous, and they got this little daughter, and they went viral for doing the Disney Frozen lip syncs in the car, and they got invited to Disney. They were on Good Morning America, and you should see this guy. It's one of the most pathetic. He sits there on this documentary. Oh, it's one of the worst mistakes I ever made in my life. While America is falling in love with Sam and Nia and their daughter, he is going Ashley Madison. He is out there throwing it out to 15, 20 different women. And you know, Keri, the old adage, just like Diddy. Are you sorry? I don't think so. You're sorry that you got caught. And I got to tell you, it's worth watching this documentary just to watch this clown. Holy mackerel. Every guy like me in the world's going, oh, this guy. Can we get this guy an ESPY or an Academy Award? What a joke. So yeah, it's a fascinating, and they're still together, by the way. Oh boy, because he had he talked to the pastor and all these things. They're working through it. But boy, turns out he had a lot of action going on. There's that. And the best part, Keri, for our visits, the thing that people are starting to enjoy very much is the mailbag. We're going to call this the six-pack. The six-pack of questions right here from our fans, starting with a couple quick shots. Fan feedback. Keri's comment about going to the surplus store and gearing up for war instead of David's bridal for all those people who are about to get married was hilarious and spot on. Deborah in Cleveland. I haven't been able to see soap suds of any kind the same way. Frank in Cleveland. Thank you, Frank. And finally, these questions and your answers were hilarious. Looking forward to more. Mike in Georgia. Beautiful state of Georgia. Thank you, Mike. Let us appease the masses. Keri, what do you say?
Yeah.
Are you ready for question one?
I'm always ready.
All righty. 30-year-old female. Name's Amy. Fake name, but you get it. Been with my boyfriend 5 years. We've lived together for 3. Starting to grow a little impatient. There's no proposal at this point. Any suggestions from Amy?
I don't know, Amy. He may not be that into you.
Yeah, that could be it.
I mean, I don't know her age. Like you got to factor in a lot of things, but that's a long time.
Well,
unless you're both on the same page about it. But like most women, if they're not, they're dropping hints and it's a conversation and it's an argument. So you gotta kind of get underneath the hood and know some more nuance there before you can really judge. But yeah, it sounds like he's dragging his feet.
Well, based on Keri's comment a couple weeks ago, you're 30 years old. You're starting to feel that pressure. There's no rush, kiddo. There's no rush. Blessing in disguise is what I say. Blessing in disguise. Just slow down. People can't commit to a car for 3 years. I want a new car. I want a new book.
Oh, did she say she was 30?
Oh, yeah, 30 years old. She rushed.
Her clock. Yeah, but she wants to have kids, and it's a whole thing.
Slow down is the advice. You move too fast. You got to make the moment fast, kiddo.
Digging down the cobblestone.
Hey, look for fun and feeling
movie.
Atta girl. Question number 2. Female, 33 years old. Rachel, current fiance asking questions about my past sex life. Wants to know my body count. Keri, the kids, they call it nowadays. They want to know your body count. Your body count. Okay. Seems playful and says it's just to understand everything about each other. I don't want to be deceptive, but I also don't want to hurt his feelings, which it would badly. Thoughts? Oh, I've got thoughts.
I mean, what's the point of talking about that stuff?
Because men
are weird. Because he wants to use it against you in a court of law because there's a double standard.
Right.
And guys, it's just, that's where men just irk me when they act that way. It's like, oh, you're a stud if you've bagged, 30 hoes. But if a woman has slept with more than like 5 people, she's somehow tainted. It's like, fuck off.
Right. I agree with that.
Welcome to 2024, y'all. And if you have a guy who wants to act like that, like that's just weird. And there's probably going to be other issues down the road with like other stuff. Like that's just full blown double standard. Not here for it. Brady, my body count was 632. He was fine with that.
Oh, why shouldn't he be?
Listen,
hey man,
like, hey, what's your body count? 632, give or take. Like, there's like a 10% swag there either way.
Yeah, I like it. But I'm also, with my experience here in life, especially here in Cleveland, I'm also well aware of. You don't want to know, bro. That's what I want to tell you. You don't want.
But even if it's 2, you don't want to know. Even if it's 3, you don't want to know. Like, let's not act like there's a number that's going to be like, oh, this is great.
No, I know.
Like,
guys are weird. Guys are weird. It's like, they want it to be 2. They want it to be 1 or 2 or 3. And she probably had 3 at one time last weekend. Hey-oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then you run into those things where, like, let's say it only is 1 or 2. And then she ends up not being like enough or adventurous enough or able to do the things you want in like sexual. You're in a trap. No matter how you look at this as a woman, you're in a trap unless you're with a man who gets it and doesn't act like that. Yeah. Like, think of another question, bro. Like, don't try to go back in the closet and find the skeletons.
For the girl, just say you're a virgin.
No. No. You're part of the problem.
No, I'm not. I'm part of the solution. I'm telling you right now. Look, I'm on the other side of enlightened.
That comment indicates you're part of the problem.
I was being sarcastic. Obviously, she's not a virgin. She slept with this guy. Who cares? Just say her name's Laura Ingalls. Say, did you ever watch Little House on the Prairie? That was me.
Half pint.
Question 3. 41-year-old man, Chris. A lot of golf with friends. A lot of drinking while golfing. Last weekend, blacked out. Had to miss work Monday. Wife hasn't been the same since. How do I fix this? Casey, I figure you would know.
Isn't golf such a cover up for so many things?
Yeah, oh yeah. A lot of drinking. There's a lot going on out there.
No, but like golf is like it has this prestigious, clean, sophisticated, like, I'm going golfing. Then you get like dressed up in your preppy costume, and then you end up like, smoking cigs and drinking and like doing whatever, and there's so much time. Like, I was golfing, and they were golfing slow, and so it took us an extra
8 hours.
Golf is a nice little curtain there to sort of misbehave.
The word golf. The origin of the word golf is gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
Well,
to your point, it's like a secret society for men to get away from their women, so they could drink and they could smoke their cigars and they could have their.
Yeah, it's acceptable.
Well, listen, the guy's asking how to make it right because he clearly got buckled, missed work, and she's not been the same. I mean, she's clearly butthurt.
Don't do it again. Novel idea. Learn from how you feel, like that gross feeling you have from disappointing someone. Think about that and then play that tape the next time you get tempted to do it. Like, just don't do it again, bro.
Or invite her out the next time, get blackout drunk with her, both miss work, and experience it together.
Well, that was a really horrible piece of advice.
I'm just trying to provide options.
Now you're trying to get the wife blackout drunk?
Well, a lot of times there's strippers out there on the golf course too. Perhaps you bring your wife out and she's the entertainment. Who knows? Maybe she wants to be part of the club. Question 4 of the 6-pack. Male. Corey, 28. Girlfriend is 27. Been together 3 years. Met at a bar. The majority of our interactions involve drinking and socializing. Recently, felt like something was off. Decided to check her phone while she slept, or should I say passed out. Sure enough, there was sexting and pics sent back and forth with a good friend of mine. Oh. Haven't confronted her yet. I'm heartbroken. Can you help? Oh. Good friend, huh?
It's not going to end well.
Let's start there. Let's start with my 5 favorite words in life that people overuse yet don't understand. Love, faith, trust, loyalty, and friendship. Love, faith, trust, loyalty, and friendship. People talk about having a lot of friends, and I assure you, you don't. My grandpa once told me if at the end of your life you have 2 or 3 good friends, you've hit the lottery. At the time when he told me that, I thought I had like 100. This is not a good friend of yours. I think that's number one. Let's get that out of the way, right? That's not a good friend. Number 2, I've been betrayed. Betrayal is well, it's the worst, frankly. This probably feels about as awful as, this is awful. It's awful. I'm going to tell you something, all joking aside, bro. You need to cut bait. You need to listen to old Case right here. Casey on tap. I'm coming at you. I'm coming streamlining right now. You need to listen to me. There's no going back. You need to cut bait. You're a young man, and this is not a person you want to be with. Period. And that friend of yours, there is no friendship there. You need to cut bait with both. Eyes forward. Start walking. What do you think, Keri?
I agree. What he said.
Oh, can I say one more thing? As soon as you feel like you need to check someone's phone, this is another thing I've learned. I haven't checked someone's phone in a very long time. And the reason why is because once you feel like you need to check phones, you don't want to see what's in there. You just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's that bad, red flag city. All right?
Yeah.
Instead of checking the phone, pack the bag, leave a little Dear John note. Sayonara. Question number 5, 35-year-old female, married 7 years. Hubby finally convinced me to have a threesome. It was with someone we didn't know. Met online, safe sex practiced. Now I want more. And he's recoiling. What should we do?
I just don't have any perspective or experience with something like that. I just think you're walking a real tight, slippery rope.
Well, I do have perspective.
I know you do.
I do have perspective.
You could talk for days about this.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. Yeah. Careful what you wish for out there, guys. It takes a special, special man to be able to have their loved one involved in a threesome and then not change moving forward. Period. Here's the problem. You open Pandora's box. Now the woman has found a fetish she didn't know she had before. And she's moving toward it. You either have to keep on keeping on. You know what you could try is cuckold. Being cuckolded. Yeah, there's that cuckold where you just sit in the corner and...
Oh, Jesus. You're a true one, aren't you? You're a true one.
I'm just saying. You could sit in the corner.
I'm gonna say this again. I said it last
Cuckold.
time. We just need this name of this podcast should be Porn Nation.
No.
And we just need to get Pornhub to sponsor it.
It's on tap. Anything goes. It's on tap. We talk about drinking. Listen, it's what adults do.
Cuckold.
Listen, cuckolding is okay if you're a willing participant in it. It's not okay if you're being cuckolded without wanting to be. And this man is about to be cuckolded. Okay? Shakespearean. Cuckold comes from Shakespeare, by the way. Look it up. Question 6. Wrapping up the 6-pack today. 31-year-old male. My wife was showing me pics from her camera roll of a recent event with friends. The pics from an event, including scenery, her friends, etc. When suddenly a topless, faceless pic popped up, she swiped away quickly, panicked, closed the phone, and swears it was for me. But I never received it. What should I do? Okay. So, yeah. So you see, she's doing this. Like, oh, hey, look at the party. This was fun. Look at my family. Whoops. And then swiped past it. And he's like, what was that? And there was a faceless, shirtless picture, which she was sending somewhere else. She forgot to take it off the camera roll. That was the classic whoops. I'm just going to tell you right now, let me tell you something. It wasn't intended for you. If it was faceless, I've received many faceless pics myself. That's a way to, to preserve the identity just in case. And if you didn't get it, it wasn't for you. And if she's acting like that, she sent it somewhere else. The question is, where is she sending it? Snapchat, WhatsApp, her boss, her friend, her male friends. What do you think?
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not good, is it? Is there any chance that this person was sending it to him and just forgot, Keri?
I mean, there's always a, snowball's chance in hell, but probably not.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you find nude pics of your significant other on their phone that haven't gone to you, I'd be looking up divorce lawyers in the yellow pages. And by yellow pages, I mean the Google machine. There you go, Keri. The 6-pack of questions this week. What do you think? What do you think about our the advice that we gave overall?
We do our best. We do our best.
We're just trying to help one couple at a time out there, one person at a time when it comes to booze, sex, infidelity. That's what we're here for. Keri Croft, any parting words to the masses before we go? Anything you want to talk about before we see him again for the next mailbag?
No, stay off Ashley Madison and, just don't be so pervy.
Don't be so pervy. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, Keri Croft, you've been amazing. Thank you so much. Have a great week.